but now I feel great. It feels like I do on Earth, except that I can fly. Over.
My name is Zainab. Which experiment yielded the most unexpected results? Over.
Hello, this from the International Space Station. This is Mike, and we have several crystal growth experiments, and it turns out that crystals grow a little bit differently than we expect aboard the space station, and it's very exciting for the physicists out there. Over.
My name is Dan. How is your food supply replenished? Over.
Hey Don, nice to hear your voice from the International Space Station. Every several months we get a new cargo ship from the Russian side, and inside the Russian cargo ship there's our new food. And when the American space shuttle starts to fly again, they will also bring us up food. But it's important because we eat a lot of food, and it's important to have it resupplied. Over.
My name is Erkemal. What do your children think of you being gone for so long? How often do you communicate with your family? Over.
Hello from the International Space Station. You know, this is almost my favorite question of all of them, because I have a boy who's 3 years old and a baby who was born while I was up here. So my little boy misses me very much, and my little girl doesn't even know who I am yet. But I get to talk to my wife and my little boy every day on a telephone. We have a telephone up here, and it's very interesting that I can be able to talk to my family, and it makes a big difference to me. Over.
My name is Eda. What are your plans when you return from the space rocket? Over.
Hello, this is Mike from the space station, and when I return from the space station, my plans are to hug my little boy and to hold my little baby girl who I haven't met yet, and also spend some time with my family because they have been missing me for a long time. Over.
My name is George Ivanov. What has been the highlight of your mission so far?
Over.
Over.
Hello, George. This is Mike, and just last week we opened up the door and went outside in our spacesuits and fixed the piece of the space station on from the outside. So we had a spacewalk, and that has been the highlight of the mission so far. It was very difficult, but we were successful, and that's always very rewarding. Over.
My name is Begum. What has been your most spectacular view? Over.
This is a great question. When we were outside on our spacewalk, it was just a few millimeters of fabric and glass between me and outside of the cosmos, and I was able to look down upon our planet, and it was very spectacular. It was hard to describe. Over.
My name is Jawad. How do you avoid conflict with the other team members when living in such close quarters? Over.
Well, this is a very good question also, because there's only two of us and it's a big space station, but we will not see any other people for 6 months, so we better get along very well. And the main thing is for us, we had a very good friendship for many years before we flew on the space station together, so me and Gennady, we get along just fine. But other people may not be so lucky, so it's very important for us to learn how to be a team while we practice on the ground before our mission. Over.
My name is Madeline. What do you miss most about being on Earth other than your family? Over.
Hello, Madeline. What I miss most, you're absolutely right, is my family. But other than that, I miss food. I mean, fresh food or different kinds of food. And the food up here is really good, except that we just have pretty much the same kind of food. We can't cook anything. We don't have a microwave oven even, much less a real stove or anything. So I'm looking forward to the different kinds of food I can have when back home on planet Earth. Over.
My name is James. Looking back, is there something you would have done differently when preparing for this mission? Over.
Hello, James. It took me a long time to get aboard the International Space Station. It took me 8 years of being an astronaut before I flew, and I wouldn't have changed it any differently. and I was very well prepared and very well trained for this mission, so I don't have anything that I would have done differently so far. Over.
My name is Nesibe. How do you decide who does the routine housekeeping and maintenance chores? Over.
Hello, Nesibe. This is Mike aboard the space station, and we both have to clean up after ourselves. That's one reason, that's one way for us to avoid conflict with each other, is so that we clean up after each other and clean up after ourselves. It's very important. If one of us is a slob, it would get to the other person very quickly. So everybody has to do the cooking and maintenance chores together. Over.
My name is Sinan Emre. What experiences in your life motivated you to apply for the space station program? Over.
Yes, I wanted to be an astronaut since I was 3 years old, and I was watching the men when they landed on the moon way back in 1969 and 1970 and 1971. That made a big impression on me, and I knew I wanted to become an astronaut. So as soon as I could, I applied for the program, and I was very lucky to get in on my first try. Over.
My name is Agilki. What do you do in your free time? Or is on your time schedule? Over.
Hello, and we do have some free time. It's very important for long
Go ahead and try one more question.
Yeah, okay.
My name is Colleen. You didn't launch in the way you had spent years training for. How did you feel about your Russian ride? How much more training did you require? Over.
Hello, Colleen. Yes, I was originally going to be on the space shuttle, but and I was fully qualified as a flight engineer or a co-pilot for the Russian spacecraft. It's very, very rare for an American. I was very proud of my accomplishment, and I was mainly just happy to be in the pilot.
One more question.
My name is Zefine. How is it determined what experiments will be carried out on the space station? Over.
Yeah.
Mike, this is WH6PN, Space Camp Turkey. If you wish to say goodbye as a group, I guess this would be a good time.
Yeah, okay. Let him go.
Thank you from Space Camp Turkey!
Thank you, Dick, and of course, thanks,
Michael.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. This NA1SS on board the space station. This is WH6PN.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And I highly appreciate it. Just to get through some things. 15, yeah, okay. 15 questions. Well, thank you very much. That was very, very nice. Majority of students are.
Benim televizyonlarım kapatalım, başlayacağım ya.
I'm sorry?
Party time.
Party time.
Party.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. And well, I'm looking forward to make my first direct contact. Also, I'm still searching for the rotator, and I will try to put together the assembly.